What's up, friends, and welcome back to my channel. When I started this YouTube channel about 2.5 years ago, I never imagined that I would have accumulated so many gadgets. But in that short amount of time, I've tested well over 50 health and wellness gadgets. Some I loved, some I trashed, and some I totally forgot about because I stashed it away in my closet and finally had to deal with it with my move to Hawaii. So after some very necessary spring cleaning, nearly 2 years in the making, only a select few remain. And so in this video, I'll be sharing all the products that made the cut and explain why the others didn't, and make sure you stick around to the very end for my special giveaway. But first, if you're new here, welcome. My mission is to help you achieve success without sacrificing your health or happiness. I do product reviews weekly, so if you're into this, click that subscribe button and join the Type A tribe. So let's kick things off with my non-negotiables that I simply could not live without and pretty much use every single day. Number one is the 8 Sleep Pod Pro cover. Now, one of the true tests of a really good device is how much you miss it when it's gone. And so for the first month out here in Hawaii, the 8 Sleep was that device for me for sure. I got so used to sleeping on it in California that I totally forgot how much your sleep can suffer when you don't have a way to cool your body down at night, especially in such a warm climate like this one. So I took a look back at my Oura Ring data from my month in Hawaii without the 8 Sleep and compared it to my previous month in California with the 8 Sleep. On average, I was getting about 30 minutes more of REM sleep per night in California, and my average body temperature was around -0.4, 0.5. But in Hawaii, my nightly body temperature swung in the complete opposite way, and I was getting a lot less REM sleep, even though my total sleep time stayed the same. And anecdotally, I just felt more sluggish in the morning. I am usually one to wake up without an alarm, and I struggled with that snooze button for the first month out here. So now that we're back and we successfully managed to get our 8 Sleep past the TSA, I'm excited to test out my sleep again and see what happens, and I'll be sharing a full update with you guys in the coming months. Number 2 is the Bulletproof Vibe. So truth be told, this Vibe has actually been sitting in storage for the past 1.5 years. Why? Well, we lived on the top floor of a very creaky old apartment, and yeah, the Vibe just had to go. But the second we settled on a bottom floor unit with a patio, we knew it was time to dust that Vibe off and ship it out here. So what then makes this 70-pound machine so great? And for me, it's really about recovery. Just a couple minutes of standing on the Vibe and doing some stretching really helps stimulate blood flow and circulation throughout the body, which is really great if you've been sedentary most of the day. I also use it as a great way to stretch both pre and post workout. As a runner and a cyclist and now surfer, I just find that there's a lot of muscle tension that this vibration plate can actually help. Even better if you pair it with something like foam rolling. Not to mention, sometimes I just stand on it just to wake the hell up. So if you want to see a full review, leave a comment below and I will make sure to get a new review out for you. I think my old one is about 2 years old, but I'll include that in the show notes below if you want to just see a little bit more about the Vibe. Number 3 are my red light gadgets. So even though we get plenty of natural sunlight here in Kona pretty much every day, I still like to supplement both my morning and my evening with red light devices for skin and for sleep. It's still pretty dark out when I wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning, and so rather than put on a bunch of blinding overhead fluorescent lights, I usually like to kind of gradually get my eyes to shift from sleep mode to wake mode by mimicking the sun or the natural sunrise using my red light panel. And the same thing goes for my evening routine. We reinstalled all of our lamps with our red hue bulbs so we can actually dim the lights down around 7 o'clock to really kind of create this warm atmosphere. It sort of helps you wind down before bed, get that natural melatonin production going. And yeah, I just find that I am able to go to sleep faster as a result. And since I've been dealing with some pretty bad maskne lately, I've also been using red light therapy on my face to help with some of these excess pimples. This is the Lumineer device by the company SaunaSpace. This handheld device comes with 4 different light options, including red and near-infrared light, all designed to really help with things like skin inflammation and even collagen production. So I've been using this device for about 15 to 20 minutes every single night right before I go to bed, and I gotta say, the results have been pretty profound in the last week and a half. So I'm really excited about this thing, and I will follow up with a full review coming up next month. And finally, I couldn't talk about health gadgets without mentioning all of my crazy sleep tracking devices that I brought. Now, I have probably tested close to a dozen or more sleep tracking devices in the past year alone, but only 3 of them made it out to the Big Island. And that includes the Dream 2, which you can't get anymore, sorry guys, the BioStrap, and the Oura Ring 2. Now, I still owe you guys a full BioStrap review, but I gotta say, these are some of the most accurate, comfortable, and reliable trackers that I've been able to find on the market right now. So the Dream 2 is my go-to when I'm looking for the most accurate results for some of my long-term sleep experiments. But the Oura Ring and the BioStrap, they're really great for just paying attention to trends, especially around things like heart rate, temperature, and HRV. And of course, if you want to learn a little bit more about any of these products I just mentioned, you can check out some of my full video reviews in the show notes below. So that was my list of the top 4 main essentials that I had to get out here, but that doesn't mean I didn't sneak a couple extra things into my suitcase, and I think those are also worth mentioning. And so the following are some of my other favorite items that fall into the categories of sleep, supplements, and fitness. And let's start with fitness. So number 1 is my air compression leg massager. Yes, this was a total splurge, but it's by the company Reathlete. They have heat and compression. It's really just a fantastic way to get some of that lymphatic drainage post-workout. Of course, for tracking my workouts, I had to bring along my Polar H1 chest strap, and I'm still using the Fitbit Sense, guys. I know. And since I don't really have a need for a gym anymore, the X3 bar is super great for strength training. A little overpriced. I think we've probably gotten our money's worth after having it for 2 years. When it comes to supplements and nutrition, I had to bring along my favorite nootropics, including Qualia Mind Essentials and Qualia Night, Lion's Mane to help with REM sleep. I also brought along my Pendulum Probiotic for glucose management and support, and a NutriSense CGM because I want to try a little bit of experimenting with some of the fruit on the island, so stay tuned for that. And of course, for stress and sleep, I couldn't forget to pack my True Dark glasses, which I wear about 2 to 3 hours right before bed. The Apollo Neuro for stress and HRV training. I'm still doing some experiments with the Muse S, so that's gonna stick around for a little bit longer. The Bulletproof induction mat didn't weigh a lot, so we brought that as well to kind of help relax the body right before you go into bed through acupressure. And I actually brought the Happy device back with me. I know if you saw my review, you kind of probably got my stance on that, but I think it's worth giving it a second try. They have added some new frequencies. And also, I'm just curious if the EMF situation in Hawaii is different from California. Maybe that has something to do with the way I responded. Stay tuned. I'll be definitely doing some tests on that. Now, moving on to the list of tools that didn't make the cut for a number of reasons, which I will explain in this quick lightning round. So, number 1, the Sensate. So I love this device. I thought it was great for vagus nerve stimulation, HRV training, but it broke. And the company refused to send me another one. So I threw it out. Number 2 was the Chili Pad. So this was my foray into the whole cooling mattress space, and I definitely got my fair share out of it. But when we upgraded to the 8 Sleep, it just didn't seem necessary to have or keep, so I donated it to a family member. Number 3 is the Muse 2. So after having it for almost 3 years, I finally broke it, and I didn't feel the need to replace it because the Muse S has meditation and sleep, so I'm just gonna use that for the future. Then there's the Stride Bike, which I tried, didn't love it, but it was also way too heavy to ship. Couldn't justify that purpose, and instead I just bought myself a real bike, which was actually a lot more fun to ride anyway. And then finally, I canceled most of my subscription supplements, including Bay's, Find My Formula, and even Viome's supplements. Now, I love Viome, and I'm still gonna do their gut testing at least once to twice a year, but the supplements just were a lot. There was 8 pills to swallow, and it was really hard to measure how effective it was. So I decided to save my money and I canceled that. I also said goodbye to a couple of other items that I've reviewed over the years, including the Emotive Epoch, which was a really cool, unique neurostimulation device, but it was really hard to configure and there weren't a lot of options to export your data. The Whoop strap was another one that I tried and I thought was pretty good, but their membership system was just a little too expensive to justify what you're getting for the price. The Smart Sleep, as I've mentioned, still waiting on that Philips Smart Sleep 2, but the first iteration, not so great, uncomfortable to wear, pretty bulky, and questionable results when it comes to accuracy. And of course, there was blue carnitine, which was a interesting nootropic that stains your teeth, and I just didn't get it. I didn't really feel the effects, and I thought it was way overpriced for just 4 little tablets. So that's my list in a nutshell. I'm sure I probably forgot a couple of things, but that is the gist. And if you've stuck around to now, I am giving away a pair of brand new True Dark blue blocking glasses, along with a package of junk light dots for your devices. So as I've mentioned before, I'm a huge fan of blue blocking glasses to really help with regulating your natural melatonin production at night by blocking out all that artificial blue light coming from your screens and your overhead lights. So if you'd like a chance to win these 2 things for your home, the rules are pretty simple. Just leave a comment and I will be picking one winner at random. The contest officially ends next Friday, so that is Friday, April 23rd, and then the winner will be announced right here on this channel the following week. So good luck and make sure to comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, if you want to see more like this, leave me a comment. Let me know your feedback, your thoughts, and any product reviews that you are excited for me to review. Also, don't forget to click that subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell, and don't forget to select all so that you know each time I drop a new video. And until then, I can't wait to catch you on the next one.